On July 9, 1903, the naked, mangled body of a man with his legs shorn off was fished out of the Niagara Gorge, downstream from Niagara Falls. The body was identified as Ed Delahanty, outfielder for the Washington Senators and former offensive powerhouse for the Philadelphia Phillies. Delahanty had been last seen on July 2nd, when a train conductor, John Cole, fed up with Delahanty's drunken misconduct, threw him off the train before crossing the International Railway Bridge. A New York Times obituary reported that Delahanty had an open razor and was terrorizing passengers in the sleep compartment. Delahanty had been drinking to excess and became confused and irate when he tried to enter a sleep compartment that had already been occupied. Cole failed to follow proper procedures and simply left Delahanty at the Bridgeburg station instead of leaving Delahanty in police custody. Delahanty then tried to cross the bridge on foot. A night watchman stopped him, but Delahanty pushed the watchman to the side. When the drawbridge opened, Delahanty plunged into the Niagara River. Albert Pujols, Manny Ramirez, Miguel Cabrera, Ryan Howard, showing offensive prowess in the major leagues can translate into lucrative contracts worth millions of dollars. The sluggers bring fans to the ballparks. With free agency, once a player's contract is over, he can pick up and leave for the team that is the highest bidder. Teams have shown a willingness to pay millions of dollars to have a slugger draw fans to the ballpark. But it wasn't always this way. In the mid-19th century, when the sport first organized, the National Association of Baseball Players vowed that no player would be paid for his services. Soon this rule was being observed in the breach, as clubs began paying the more talented men secretly to play ball. By the winter of 1868, the association relented and permitted teams to become fully professional. Henry Wright was the first person to take advantage of the new rules in 1869 when he organized the first all-professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings. Players, such as Wright's brother and shortstop George Wright, earned as much as $1,400 to play in front of crowds who bought a ticket to watch the game. Despite having an undefeated season, the Red Stockings investors earned a profit of $1.39. Since then, team owners sought to cut costs to squeeze profits out of ticket sales. One method was through the reserve clause. Under the reserve clause, once a player signed with a team, he was required to play the following season for only that team. While the team could trade the player to another club, the player did not have the freedom to move from team to team on his own. It was a system abhorred by many players. It meant that a player could not sell his services to the team that was the highest bidder. In the 19th century, men did not play baseball professionally to become rich. They played to escape the coal mines, or the cotton fields, or the factories, or the shipyards. Into this world came Ed Delahanty, a tall Irishman from Cleveland, Ohio. While playing ball in the sandlots, he was signed to play semi-professionally by the Cleveland Shamrocks. By 1887, he was earning $50 per month in the Ohio State League. That same year, Delahanty quit college to devote himself to baseball full-time. In 1882, he batted .412 for a team from Wheeling in the Tri-State League. His skills were impressive enough for the Philadelphia Phillies to purchase his contract for approximately $2,000. Dissatisfaction with the economics of baseball, however, was spreading amongst the players. In 1889, Delahanty's first full season with the Phillies, John Montgomery Ward averted a player strike by encouraging members of the Young Brotherhood of Professional Baseball Players to seek financial backing to form a league of their own. The result was the Players' League of 1890. About 55% of the players from the National League and 17% of the players from the American Association left their teams in 1890 to join the Players' League. Ed Delahanty was one of them. In 1890, Delahanty played for the Cleveland Infants. He posted a .296 average in 115 games. When all three leagues posted huge financial losses in 1890, investors in the Players League got cold feet and disbanded. Teams from both the National League and the American Association drew up their reserve list, which forced players to return to their original teams. In 1891, Delahanty returned to the Phillies and posted a batting average of only .243. Still, Delahanty scored 92 runs and drove in 86. Delahanty's career began to take off in 1892, when he batted .306 and led the National League in triples with 21. He anchored a dominating Phillies lineup that included Sliding Billy Hamilton, Napoleon Lajoie, Sam Thompson, and Elmer Flick. By 1899, Delahanty had batted over .400 three times in his career and had led the league in home runs twice. But Delahanty's success on the field did not translate into financial success off the field. By 1900, Delahanty was earning $3,000 per year. He had barely been given a raise since the time he joined the National League. In 1901, the American League burst onto the scene, giving the National League its first real competition since the demise of the American Association in 1891. Eager to compete on equal footing, the American League teams signed stars away from the National League. Delahanty's teammate, Nat Lajoie, had been promised the same salary as Delahanty. However, Lajoie learned that he was earning $2,600 compared to Delahanty's $3,000. When the Phillies refused to give Lajoie a raise in 1901, he jumped leagues. Lajoie joined Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics, who offered him $24,000 over 4 years. Delahanty likewise began looking for greener pastures in the American League. He found them in the Washington Senators, who offered Delahanty a $4,000 salary for the 1902 season. Delahanty encouraged his Phillies teammates to join him in the new venture. Soon, Elmer Flick and 6 other Phillies joined Delahanty in the American League. A lawsuit by the Phillies, however, resulted in an injunction that prevented former Phillies from playing baseball for the American League whenever their teams played in Pennsylvania. Lajoie, Delahanty, and other former Phillies would wait for their teams outside of Pennsylvania when road trips took their teams to play the Athletics. The 1902 season saw a heated battle between Lajoie and Delahanty for the batting title. While Lajoie's average, .378, was higher than Delahanty, Lajoie only had 381 plate appearances compared to Delahanty's 539. Under current rules, Lajoie's plate appearances would not have qualified him for the batting championship. Off the field, demons plagued Delahanty. He was addicted to the horse races and drank heavily. To top it off, his wife Nellie fell ill. Delahanty tried to parlay his on-the-field success to a new lucrative contract by jumping leagues again. He signed with the New York Giants for the 1903 season for a 3-year contract. Statistics are vague, but it is believed that Delahanty was going to earn between $6,000 and $8,000 per season. In addition, he was given a $4,000 advance. But the National and American Leagues called a truce in 1903 and agreed to honor each other's contracts. This meant that Delahanty's contract with the Giants was now null and void. Moreover, he was required to pay back the $4,000 advance. With the Senators, Delahanty was set to make only $4,500 in 1903. Washington agreed to pay the Giants the $4,000 he owed, but it would be taken out of his salary in the 1903 and 1904 seasons. Delahanty did not get along with Washington manager Tom Loftus. Delahanty considered himself a left fielder and balked at the idea of Loftus playing him in right field. He began drinking again and sold off many of his valuable possessions. He took out a life insurance policy and named his daughter Florence as the beneficiary. Delahanty then heard that National League President Harry Pulliam would allow George Davis, a shortstop, to jump leagues to play for the Giants. Hoping to renew his opportunity to play for New York, Delahanty abandoned the Senators and boarded a train to New York. His last Major League game was against Cleveland on June 25, 1903, where he made his 2,597th career hit. 2 weeks later, Delahanty's mangled body would be found by William LeBlanc, the operator of the Maid of the Mist in the Niagara River. In the end, Delahanty was caught in the middle of a high-stakes battle among wealthy team owners. But even if Delahanty had found the lucrative contract he desired, it is not clear that it would have solved his financial problems. Delahanty's successes off the field fueled his need for cash and ultimately created the perfect storm that led to his tragic death.